I did film some interesting stuff for you all back on January 8th, which, interestingly enough, was right after I came home from the 3 summits I filmed on that day, which was 57th Street on the F, Columbus Circle on the A, B, C, and D line, and at 7th Avenue and 53rd Street on the B, D, and E line. Let's get the camera. That's a better angle. So afterwards, I had a little bit of extra camera space left. I don't know how I did, but a miracle I did. So I went over to Supthin Blvd, JFK on the E line, and that's how I was also able to film the AirTrain and, of course, the Long Island Railroad Station, which features 8 tracks. So I know this was filmed back in January, but, for President's Day week, since, I had this planned out anyway as part of the agenda, I wanted you all to experience this with me, and honestly, it's not a bad station. There could be negatives about Jamaica, but, it's not really that bad. So without further ado, let's go to the clips I shot back on January 8th, 2019. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Supthin Blvd Summit. Of course, today we will be taking a look at the subway station here on the E, J, and C line, along with the Long Island Railroad Station, and of course, AirTrain. We're not going to board the AirTrain. We are going to take a look at the AirTrain station. Now, quickly want to mention, I love this wall design. It's a real interesting design. It's similar to Jamaica Van Wyck, but you are noticing that there's no echo down here. So hopefully there's no rats like Kew Gardens Union Turnpike was earlier that I saw. But I am noticing that there is no echo. So that's good. Very good that there's no echoing sound. We already have an epic fail. We have graffiti. We already have graffiti here, so that's not good. But once again, this is a nice wall design because I'll quickly go into the history of this station. This station actually opened up in 1998 with a subway boom, along with Jamaica Center. Already another epic fail. Yep, we have a crack in the wall on the Manhattan-bound side. I quickly also want to mention that since a lot of JFK employees do go through here, they do take this train for their, to get back into the city if they don't want to take the Long Island Railroad. Over here you have an MTA help point, so that was just recently installed back in 2018. So that is very good news. I can happily say 2018 since we are in a brand new year, of course, so 2019 being fair to that point. Downstairs is, of course, to the J line. The J line is downstairs. Now, we won't be taking the J line today, but I quickly want to show you there is an elevator, which again, I'm not in the mood to take any elevators after a little bit of an excruciating ride on Columbus Circle. So, we'll go here for a second. I hear a weird noise. I wonder where that's coming from. Yeah, I think it's coming from here. That's not a good sign, folks. That is not a good sign at all. So right now we have a westbound train going to World Trade Center coming up on this platform. So we'll quickly do a rail fanning segment. Wow, take a look at this. I think these are brand new benches. I don't know. I mean, they sort of look semi-new. There's a little rust, so I'd say they have to be at least five years old, a max. Another help point. So here comes train R160, so this is going to be lead car 9287. This is, of course, the first stop after Jamaica Center on the E line. I quickly want to mention, from Fresh Meadows, you can get to the station by taking the Q30, Q31 bus, along with Jamaica Center. And of course, there are people in a hurry to get to this train, so I can understand why. They are desperately in a hurry, of course. So now we're going to go downstairs to the J line platform. And I know for a fact the Z line doesn't start until 4 o'clock. Walk a little bit faster. I know there's a lot of impatient people. And I do apologize about that, everyone. So, of course, down here, a little bit more of a wider platform. I am noticing there is an echo down here, unlike the E platform. So, it's the first time I'm ever showing you. Oh, right, we did the other J station. Remember that ugly one in Manhattan? Right, we did that one. So the next train to Broad Street will be in 1 minute. Next Jamaica Center bound train will be here in 10 minutes. And I quickly want to mention that 110th Street, oh my bad, 111th Street, I'll show you on the map, will be closed for a while because they will be doing enhanced station rehab. Graffiti, more of it, not a surprise. Already a decaying wall. Can't make this stuff up, folks. Really can't, but I'm very impressed. This is a wide platform. I think it's more wider than the E platform. The E feels a little bit shrunken when you get down to that side. But I will say this. Yeah, I think they just made an announcement saying the next J train's coming. I'm hoping it's going to be one of the older ones, because that would be excellent for a rail fanning segment, of course. We'll quickly take a look. Same design as upstairs. You know, this looks like McDonald's colors. Go to McDonald's, the smaller ones, and they have the same colors for the tile wall. Of course. Another MTA help point. So that's excellent they've installed MTA help points down here. The walls can do some work. These tiles could do some work up here. Wouldn't be too much to ask, but you never know. Maybe in the next 5 to 10 years they'll consider it. Oh boy, folks! We have an epic fail coming up ahead! Yep. Take a look at this, folks. This help point is not lit, meaning it is not working. So therefore, that means there's only one help point on this platform.
This is a Brooklyn-bound J local train. The next stop is 121st Street.
And of course, this is another R160. Lead car will be 8633. Let's do a little rail fanning for a second. I think the conductor noticed I was recording. Here's something interesting. I've never seen this before at any subway station in the city. It says Supthin Blvd North, Station PAM Plant LL8206, Hydraulic, I think it says Subdivision. Okay, it says Subdivision, Track and Structures Department, Emergency Phone 8414 B5912. So that is interesting. I've never seen that before in a subway station. They actually have an emergency phone down here? Oh, I bet I know what that is. It's just in case if the conductor has to call an emergency if there's an unruly passenger. I think I know what that is. Another subway map. Now, to give you information about the J line. Now, if you're not familiar with the J line, this is where we went on the Chambers Street. J and C line starts here at Broad Street, cuts through Brooklyn, cuts through Queens, of course, which the start of the Queens line would be, I would say right around where 75th Street, Elders Lane is. Cypress Hills will be Brooklyn, of course. Then you have 104th Street, 111th Street, which will be closed, 121st Street, and then, of course, Supthin Blvd, Archer Avenue. The last stop being Jamaica Center. Now, the one complaint I have with this line here is that I don't know why they couldn't make people transfer for Broadway on the G line. You know, that's poor planning right there. So if I want to come from Lumiere Street and take the G line, I have to exit, and then that's poor planning right there. I'm sorry. That is very poor planning. You can't take the M train to Middle Village. That is interesting. Pretty interesting. I have to say that. Wow. So if you want to go to Middle Village from Fresh Meadows, the easiest way would be just to take the J line. If, you know, you don't want to deal with, well, the chaos. So now we're going to go upstairs for just a second. I want to show you upstairs because upstairs is not that bad here. Upstairs is pretty interesting. I will say that for somebody who is very familiar with the station, which again, I've said Hugon and Union Turnpike is my home station. Well, this is like my home away from home because remember, this is my station on the Long Island Railroad network because obviously all the trains meet up here, pretty much a majority of them, excluding the Port Washington branch. And when I've noticed the behavior pattern here, especially how in the past year since I've used the station, is that most people don't take the J from here, from the AirTrain. I guess maybe it's because, remember, it's only 1:30, and remember, it's still early in the day. So, of course, we are going to do a little bit of exploring in just a second. We'll go in right now. So once again, I know this is January being recorded in, but yeah, that is just awful that you can't get service and then get the 46. They're going to have to make people take the Q60 to go to Carneseca. So you have your machines right here. That's excellent. So also, quickly want to show you that you have a convenience stand right here, which is nice. See, that's the problem with Kew Gardens Union Turnpike. We don't have this. We don't have something like this at Kew Gardens Union Turnpike. If we did, then I would be very happy about it. There is an elevator, so I'm going to go on board the elevator in just a second because we can't film in there because there's a lot of people who take it. Unless a miracle happens, then maybe we can do that. So here's the other exit. That's not where I normally exit from. I normally exit from that area. Looks like they changed the glass here recently, so that's good. And I think if I am correct, I think you can see the platform for the E station right here. Wow! Look at that! The platform for the E where we were just at. That is amazing. That is awesome right there. I gotta admit that. So, next up, before we go to the AirTrain, I quickly want to mention that there is a park right here. It's a very historic park, Rufus King Park. It's a very historic park. It's not that far of a walk if you go on Jamaica Avenue. I just wish people would know more about it. There's another park by Homeland Street. There is a King Manor Museum, which is a historical landmark, which is right by the Social Security building. And of course, you have York College, which is right here at 153rd Street. So this is, of course, where you get off for York College. Which, in my opinion, you're better off just walking to York College these days, especially with the Q30, Q31s being delayed, or just take the EJ or Z line. You could do that instead. There is an elevator. I don't know if we're going to get on board the elevator or not. Let's see if we can get on board. Let's see. I think we might be able to. Yes, okay, good. We're now going to board the elevator. Now, one quick thing about these elevators is that they're very wide. And the reason why they made them wide was for all the passengers with their suitcases going to the AirTrain.
Where are you going? The mezzanine.
Here's the camera.
Oh, so you have to
That's pretty good that they make these elevators pretty safe.
Thank you.
These passengers are just getting off, so we'll let them get off. Better hurry up because we want this elevator to ourselves. So, our first part on this floor will be the AirTrain. We'll show that if we can get past it. Oh, we have a diesel train coming here, folks. I think if I am correct, I think that's a westbound Oyster Bay train. I think it's letting off passengers. That's good news, because we're right now going to go to the AirTrain. So the next part will be the AirTrain station. So stay tuned for more. This is the AirTrain area. We're not allowed to go past this part because we do not have a ticket. So, as you exit from JFK, you have a sign that says, "Welcome to New York. Thank you for riding JFK AirTrain." So downstairs is, of course, the exit to Supthin Blvd. So that's excellent. And there's a little bit of a food court here. You have Air Bar. You have Tim Hudson. Tim Hudson? This is the closest. Oh, Tim Hortons. I heard about them. I think there's Nathan's here, New York Deli. So there's 3 shops here. But, not that much to show in this part of the, complex. In fact, hang on, folks. I think there is an arrival and departure board for JFK Airport here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look, folks. Wow. This is impressive, folks. Take a look at this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screens. Wow. So if you want to know when your flight's coming, it tells you right here. Just curious. No, nothing to Hamilton, because Hamilton doesn't have an airport in Canada. San Juan, Puerto Rico. Dominican Republic. Yeah, Toronto's here too, but they only have American and Delta. Okay. That is interesting. San Jose has 1 flight. I want to see if Burbank has a flight, because the thing is, if you're going to Los Angeles, just go to Bob Hope Airport, because there's just less traffic. From past experience, LAX is a miserable, it's so miserable. I would not recommend it. I really wouldn't. Just go to Bob Hope Airport. In fact, some of the flights there are cheaper on JetBlue, I think. So we're going to see if the restroom is around. So, let's see a restroom around here. Oh, there's the restroom. So I'm going to go inside. Need to go, and then we'll do our last segment here, which is the Long Island Railroad, and then I'll show you my bus stop. All right, everyone. We are now, of course, here at the Long Island Railroad platform at Jamaica. As you see here, we have our train departures. So we have the 252 eastbound to Hicksville, 258 to Babylon, 258 to Far Rockaway, 302 to Patchogue, 306 to Oyster Bay, and 313 to Huntington. So, one thing of note here is that you do have your walkway, and that is very useful because let's say you come into the AirTrain and you want to enter to AirTrain via here. So, you go through here, you bring your luggage. They have the same thing at JFK Airport, but of course, I'm not going to ride on it because I do want to show you track 8. We are going to go to track 8 right now. And as you see right here, 258 to Far Rockaway, and 252 to Hicksville. 252 to Hicksville, which I know that train very well. It left Penn Station about 20 minutes ago. So now we're going to go downstairs and take a look what we got. So, a couple things to note. Number one, yes, this is 8 tracks here. We have 8 tracks here at my home station, Jamaica. This is, of course, my home station because many of you know I do take the Q30, Q31 from here to get back to Fresh Meadows. The sun's trying to come out, but I have some good news. They did turn on the lighting today. That's good because honestly, I've been here on cloudy days before and they refuse to turn on the lights. So, you have a track supervisor here. She's in this booth. Further down, we have an onboard platform which takes you to get warm or cool in the summer. A lot of them here at Jamaica. Quickly want to take a look at this right here. This is, of course, your service alerts and wherever it is. I may have to look into a LANC ticket next time. I don't know. If a LANC ticket is available, I will take a look at it if I'm ever at a LANC terminal, because there is a way to get back to Queens Village in Jamaica using the LANC ticket for $5. Instead of just saying, oh, you have to take out your disabled card and blah, blah, blah. You know, I might look into that next time if I go through a LANC terminal. Last time I went through Atlantic, conductor said, you know, you should just get a LANC ticket. So I actually looked at the pamphlet. It's pretty simple. I think you have to go to the machine in a LANC terminal or talk to somebody and they'll give you more info about it. One thing we need to note here is that right here you have your, oh, hey look folks, AirTrain. Here's a little bit of a rail fanning segment. So as you see right here, you have one board that shows all your eastbound trains with fabulous colors. So that is good news. You have the colors right here. This right here, on this monitor, you can't really see it that well, I do apologize. Maybe we can back up for a sec. There we go. So you see here on this monitor, you have your gray colors, which tells you what trains are coming. We are having a problem right now. This train is late by about 5 minutes. This is the Atlantic Terminal train, which is on track 3 right now. That is an M7. Once again, that is an M7. We don't know what's going on because apparently the signs aren't telling us anything. And then another issue is we don't know where that westbound train to Penn is. I believe it's across the track right now. We're not really going to show you that at the moment. But I figured this is a good rail fanning segment. We'll take a look at this train leaving. So, here we go. The train's next stop will be East New York. There we go. Bye-bye. Going very slowly, of course. I mean, we're already on track 8, but the reason why we're at track 8 is for a special occasion. I want to show you guys downstairs before we wrap up this video at my bus stop, which is on Archer Avenue. Once again, right here we have the southbound train to Far Rockaway, which will be stopping at, let's make sure we get our stops coming up on this screen right here. We're going to wait for it because I know the next stop is, I believe, Rosedale. That is the next stop after here on the Far Rockaway branch. One thing I like to criticize the railroad for, yeah, here we go. Locust Manor, Laurelton, Rosedale, Valley Stream, Gibson, Hewlett, Woodmere, and Cedarhurst, along with Lawrence, Inwood, and then the last stop, Far Rockaway. Meanwhile, we have our Hicksville train stopping at New High Park, Merlawn Avenue, Mineola, Call Place, Westbury, and then the last stop, Hicksville. So once again, we have another M7 right here on this track. This is, of course, track 8. So another rail fanning segment. So this has been good for rail fanning today, I gotta admit. So apparently, one random guy was like, hey, I want to be in the video. I'm like, sure, just look me up. Don't worry, I edited that part out because, you know, privacy is very important. I don't want to break code of conduct here. So I know he wants to be, but I told him, too bad, you know, I'm not going to Hicksville. I mean, why do I need to go to Hicksville? I need to go home. I mean, I'm only here, guy. Came from Manhattan. So, we're going to try to go to the front very quickly. Take a look. By the way, there are people waiting now for the 258 Far Rockaway. That is good news on that front. Got to be very careful because right now we have a MTA employee there. We don't want to get busted for filming. I believe, if I am correct, this is a 12-car train. It looks like it's 12 cars, so very good on the main line. They put the 12 cars here. Looks like the train is going to leave. The conductor is just about to wave his hat. He's giving the all clear. So we're going to say goodbye to this train, which is, again, the 252 eastbound to Hicksville. So let's watch this train go by. Quickly want to mention later on the Oyster Bay branch, when that train leaves, this is going to be on track 8 as well, that it will be diesel. The only couple parts of the railroad that I believe are served by diesel, there's like 4 branches, I believe, 5 branches, right. Port Jefferson, Oyster Bay, which will be stopping here, Greenpoint, out in Ronkonkoma, with that train, you connect with that train. There's the West Hempstead branch and the Montauk branch that have diesel. So I literally know those diesel branches by heart. There's 5 of them. I got them all down. Surprisingly, there's some seats on that train. It's probably because it's off-peak, so we're recording off-peak, of course. It was 4 o'clock. This train would be a cattle house right now. Yep, like I figured, there at least have to be 12 cars. There at least have to be 12 cars here. And of course, the back car is 7183. So there it goes. Bye-bye. So, now with that, we're going to go down to the stairwell. And we're now going to do a very special segment here at Jamaica. As, of course, once again, this is, of course, being my home station on the Long Island Railroad Network, that something special is here on Supthin Blvd that I noted every time I've come here. Something very special to me, which is another bus stop, which, of course, is another alternative if you get screwed on the Port Washington branch. And let's say you need to get to Flushing, or you need to get to Murray Hill or Auburndale or Broadway. There's another way to get to Flushing, folks, and I will present the alternative right now. So we're going to walk further down to the alternative. Dun, da, da, da. The Q65 bus. One of 3 alternatives to get to Flushing from here. There's also another alternative to get to the Port Washington branch from here, which is the Q31 bus. So, we do have a College Point bus here. Quickly show you the bus stop. Yeah, the lighting's not... See, this is what I don't like, is the lighting. The lighting's not cooperating. Yeah, if you can't see it, I do apologize, everyone. The lighting isn't cooperating, apparently. That's awful. Yeah, but this is the bus stop for the Q25, Q34, and Q65 buses. Q25 stops at College Point, along with the Q65, and the Q34 goes further into Whitestone. So if you do need to get to Main Street and Roosevelt from here, you can take one of those 3 buses. Ah! This one has Wi-Fi. That's good. Ah. That's normal, folks. Somebody told me in the transit forums that that's alright, no big deal. So I wonder, where does the Q60 stop from here? Let's see. I think it stops further down that way. Yeah, I know there's another bus stop that is closer to, just want to take a look for it for a sec. Yeah, that bus stops further down here on Supthin Blvd. There is another bus stop down that way. But if you do need the Q60, I would recommend going near Jamaica Avenue, because that's your best bet. That's your best bet to get the bus. I know it does not stop here at, what is it? Right, it doesn't stop anywhere near here. It stops way further back on Jamaica Avenue. So there are other boards here, we're not going to highlight that. Q8 and the Q41. Q41 goes into Howard Beach. I do have a friend who lives right by that bus route. He would be glad I'm mentioning his bus route right now. Oh boy. Let's see some people that are shady. I want to talk about them.
Passenger train now approaching track 8. Passenger train now approaching track number 8.
Here comes the Babylon train. So, our last segment will be the waiting room, because I know there is a bus that's going to come over and go to Bayside or like anytime soon. Here are your elevators, of course. There are about 4 of them here. There's more elevators by the AirTrain. And here is our waiting room. It's our waiting room, of course. Nice clock, gotta admit that. So, as I'm recording this video, we are on the train schedule that started on January 7th, and current train schedules will end on March 3rd, 2019, which will be Sunday. There will be new schedules on Monday, March 4th. And the reason why I can remember that is because, honestly, this is not a leap year. Same days repeat. Here's your map of the Jamaica area. And of course, here's my bus route, the Q31. Once again, Q60 stops further south on 94th Avenue. Q60 also stops right between Jamaica and Archer Avenue. Right here at Jamaica Center, the N4 starts here. And if you need other nights bus services, you can go to the 165th Street bus terminal.
To skip this introduction, press 5. You have selected to use the audio feature of this machine.
There's an audio feature? I never knew that. Something new every day, folks. King Park is near here. There's a mansion that I know pretty well. I know I don't want to walk to Merrick Boulevard, because that would be a 1, 2, 3... Yeah, that's a very long walk. I wouldn't recommend it. if you're going back to Fresh Meadows, unless you need to get to 188th Street, then by all means do that. But
Sorry, audio directions are in English only.
You know? 258 train to Bound
that's an epic fail. So let's see. Here's some payphones. Let's see if any of them work. Hey! Payphone works in 2018. Look at that, folks. This one works too. And what else? This one? Yep, all three work in 2019. That is amazing. That is impressive. Payphone in 2019. How incredible. One note I need to make here is that if you do use the bathroom here at Jamaica, it's open every day from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day. Well, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day. That's when the bathroom is open. After hours, I will recommend, if you do need to go to the bathroom here at Jamaica, please go upstairs to the AirTrain. It's open 24 hours. AirTrain bathroom is open 24 hours. Same with this waiting room here at Jamaica. So, our last segment will be, of course, my bus stop. Here's my bus stop for the Q30, Q31 bus. And further down is the other bus stop for the Q43. And one note I want to make is that the end of the Q30, Q31 route is on Jamaica Avenue. That is the last stop before you can walk 2 blocks south, which I would recommend if you really want to do that. So, that being all said, yeah, no updated bus schedules. Epic fail already. And I also want to mention one note before we wrap up this video, is that right here they're doing construction for the CNY complex. They've been doing it since the fall, and I don't know when that construction's going to be over with. So, one last thing I like to show you all. Long Island Railroad entrance. I figured let's get a thumbnail for the video. I think this is appropriate for a good thumbnail, huh? So with that being all said, that's going to wrap up the Parsons Boulevard Summit. I hope you enjoyed this video. And once again, I'm very happy to show you my home station on the Long Island Railroad Network, along with the E, J, and Z station, because once again, that's how I got here from Manhattan. So that being all said, thank you all very much for watching, and until the next one, please take care.